Today I'm going to explain to you why so many consumers, millions of consumers, do not get results when they send in their disputes. And guess what? It's not because they're using the wrong dispute reason. No, it might be because they're sending in the wrong dispute reason, but it actually has to do with mindset. You see, I had a conversation today with a very nice young lady, and I'm going to share part of that conversation with you and explain that the mindset that you need to have is the most important thing, especially right now, post-pandemic disputes. Now, why do I say that? Why is it different now than it ever was before? Well, the bureaus are getting 1.5 million disputes per month per bureau versus the 150 to 180,000 disputes they were getting before. So guess what? They're going to stall you, scare you, ignore you, and get rid of you as fast and as cheaply as possible. And they're doing this because their job is to keep this information on your credit report, keep you subprime, make enough money off of your information before you actually go and either hire a company that's going to do the right thing or before you figure it out yourself. You see, they sell your information, your data, my data, his data, her data, right? And the creditors pay more money for lower scores because they can charge higher interest. Their job is to keep us all subprime, right? And obviously our job is to get higher scores and, nice, pretty reports, but you're not going to get there if you don't understand these things. So yes, is there a conflict of interest? Absolutely. The same people who investigate for removals are the same people who obviously profit off of our subprime information, okay? So that is the first thing that you want to understand. The bureaus are not there to help you. They are there to get money off of you, to make money off of you, and they're there to stall you, scare you, and like I said, make you go away as fast as possible. And you, my friend, need to be that person standing at that door, knocking until they open it, and you better not go away. So let's get over into this. I'm going to share part of the conversation that I had with this nice young woman, and we're going to get right to it. So on the left-hand side, we have the credit bureaus. On the right-hand side, we have you, the consumer. Now, I tried to break this down in the easiest way that I possibly could, but if there's some confusion, I apologize. All right. So the best part of this conversation was actually speaking with someone that understood the process. You see, I spend more time on my calls talking about the process than I do my program. And, that's not my job. That's not part of what I do. But obviously, I need to inform my prospects or other people who want to sign up for my program because most of the time, just probably like yourself, you don't understand these specific things. Like timing has nothing to do with me, totally out of my control. Okay. Now let's get over into this part of the conversation, and I'm going to blow your mind the same way that she blew mine. All right. So here's the deal. On the left-hand side, we have the bureaus. On the right-hand side, we have you, the consumer. Now, what we're going to talk about is very, very, very simple. And it goes with the fact that if you don't have the right mindset, you're not going to get your results because you're going to give up when they don't respond to you, when they don't mark it as disputed, when they don't pay attention to your CFPB complaints. What do you do? What do you do? Do you just throw your hands up in defeat and wait 7 years like they want you to? The answer to that is no, and I'm going to explain what you need to do instead, but let's get started. So this person is an actual victim of identity theft. Now, if you look at Section 605B of the FCRA, it specifically states that the bureaus are required to, given an actual identity theft report, remove your negative items within 4 business days. Do they do that now? If you've ever disputed that way, you already know. No, they no longer do. Back in 2013, yes, they did. 2015, yes, they did. 2018, yes, they did. 2019, Now, absolutely not. You are going to spend 2 years proving that you, my friend, are a victim of identity theft. Now, why is that? Well, does it go along with the fact that they're getting 1.5 million disputes that they just can't handle? Yes. But more importantly, millions of consumers utilize this method when they were not supposed to. And so that means when you go to the bureaus with your dispute letter and your actual police report noting all of these accounts and your affidavit, that's it. Too bad, tough cookies. Those things are still going to be on your credit report. So what do? Do you really want to spend 2 years proving you're a victim of fraud? Do you want to make 9 million CFPB complaints? Do you want to go and attack the CFPB, the FTC, the AG, the BBB? Or would you rather have a proven system that actually walks you through step by step how to remove your negative items using factual-based disputes, using the information reported by the bureau's creditors and collectors? Now, obviously, the answer to that is pretty obvious, right? I would rather have a proven system instead of wasting my time. But you're probably wondering, well, Kristen, You can't tell me that they're not going to remove that stuff because there's a law that says that they're required to within 4 business days. Okay, be my guest. Go ahead, see what happens yourself, right? Now, when it does happen to you, come back and rewatch this video and actually listen to what I'm, telling you here, okay? So yes, there's a law, but you have to realize no one's going to jail, no one's getting arrested, no one's losing their job, no one's getting in trouble. This is not criminal law. The way that you win these fights, these disputes, is it's a paper fight. It's a paper war. You win using your due process to dispute and making a paper trail. Okay, we're going to talk about paper trail down here because this is your straight path to victory. And that is what I'm going to give you at the end of this video. Now, before I get ahead of myself, because I have a lot going through my head right now that I need to share with you, this is so very important. I'm trying to not go off on tangents. If you are a victim of identity theft, yes, first use 605B. If it doesn't work, then you're going to go down here and utilize factual based disputes. Okay. Now, again, even though there's a law that says that, you have to understand that the bureaus use these laws as guidelines. It's not like, hey, you were speeding, you get a ticket, you either pay or you go to jail. These laws are not like that, okay? Can you take them to court? Yeah, they're probably not going to show up. You might win, it's probably going to, whatever, eventually somewhere down the road, they'll remove it from your credit report and, hey, you might get like $1,000 out of it for a violation. But do you really want to go through that? Do you really want to have to contact the representatives and pay the money to actually serve them and blah, blah, blah? I don't know. I'm not you, but I have a better process for this. Now, look at number 2. And this is a huge one. If you go and look at these videos and these courses and these gurus and all of that, they're going to tell you that you can remove your negative items in 30 to 45 days because there's a law that says that the bureaus are required to respond to you. Well, guess what? No, they're not going to respond to you. They're not responding to millions of consumers right now. But I can tell you what you're supposed to do when they don't respond. That's number 1. Number 2, you have no way to prove that they didn't respond. Because when you go to court and when you prove you sent a letter, right, because you're going to send it certified and all of that, all they have to say is, we sent one back, because they don't send you anything certified, but their system is for sure going to say, we sent out a letter. And so what's your straight path to victory? Well, your straight path to victory is actually creating a paper trail. It's all about a paper trail. Now, and there's no judgment here, but if you've ever been to jail or, maybe you were in the military, maybe you know someone who's in the system or anything like that, everything has to do with timeliness. Everything has to do with a paper war. And this is exactly the same. It all has to do with submitting certain things and fighting certain things within a specific period of time, using all of your paperwork, building your case, and then going and fighting, right? This is no different. Your straight path to victory is creating your paper trail, okay? And this is your violation log, their failure to respond, all of that stuff, all right? So now let's go down to the next one. Accounts not marked in dispute. And I dealt with this one today. So here's the deal. Again, the bureaus are there to get rid of you, right? And their job is to state that something has been disputed. Now, again, just because there's a law, section 623, that states that within 30 days of receiving your first dispute, they're required to actually mark it as disputed, doesn't mean that they're going to, okay? So how do you know if they've received it? Well, you can use certified mail, or you can add tracking if you want to, right? Or you can check the date last reported. You can do different things. It doesn't necessarily mean that there's been no investigation or that your items are not in investigation or under an investigation or whatever, just because something is not marked as disputed. One thing I want for you to remember is that there's a law because it's something that they don't do. Okay, that is the most important thing with all of this. Everything has to do with there being a law that they don't follow. There being a law that they break all the time, okay? So let's go down to the next one. We don't understand your dispute. We don't understand the nature of your dispute. We already investigated this. You didn't send in your identification. Another stall tactic, another scare tactic. Let's go down to the next one. All of these are stall and scare tactics that the bureaus will send to you. We don't understand the nature of your dispute. We already investigated this. You didn't submit your identification, so on and so forth. You're dealing with a credit repair company. We don't believe it was you. What do you do when you receive it? Number 1, you keep on disputing. Number 2, you make your dispute factual. Number 3, you build your paper trail. Number 4, you win your paper war by continuing to build your paper trail. Number 5, you win your war and go straight path to victory by actually proving that they didn't do their job.